Alright, ladies and gentlemen, medyo na sideline tayo, na sidetrack di ay taato nga medyo na sidetrack di taato nga higayuna, but still, we are here. And makita na nato ang pick sa ato mga taga Mad Vapors Esports laban dire sa ato ang mga taga Mad or sa atong NCT Magallanica, Necrotic Magallanica. So, a nice thing about Magallanica is once na makuha nila ilang tempo sa ilang dula, marag makuha na nila ang pacing immediately if they could actually go aggressively on their attempts. But right now, wa na tay paligoy-ligoy pa, ari na ta sa ato ang panagsugod sa ato ang dula, as we are gonna be approaching this one with a lot of caution and of course a lot of resistance. Kay murag very much indeed. This is my first time of actually using a 40-inch TV as my main monitor for casting. But visual clarity, I think we are gonna be able to produce that clarity that has been needed for these teams. As right now, makita nato na si Ken Macuti and Kaiser will be facing off each other here on the top side of the map, whereas it will be Nats and Jay kontra dari si Tongski ug si Senku. So medyo medyo na-switch up ang lineup diri sa ato ang mga taga Magallanica. Maybe because na ay other schedules ang other members nila, but so far medyo aggressive ang approach diri nga ginabuhat ni Nats. This could be really dangerous right now as Senku will be forced to a little bit of a low health. So kanina yung Kimi diri sa atong mga taga Mad Vapors Esports ilang gigamit at sa middle lane. So that means they could open a ton of possibilities in here. And pero nakita nato Kirito immediately invades dere ang position ni Jen Kage. However, he will get punished on that occasion as Kirito will be falling down for the first blood. And to na nagsugod na og wild dere si Kier. However, Kenma almost actually receiving quite a ton of damage from that occasion. May nalanggani, naka-atras pa siya with that specific situation on board. Pero it's not just all about raman pugod kanang sa MLBB. It's not just all about the opening kills. It's kumbaga it's reminiscent, or kumbaga it's a reflection to that specific nga specific nga saying it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. But what is gonna be starting right now, kaning ato mga taga Mad Vapors Esports, maguna na sila dire sa atong first turtle, and right now Kier will be really close. He is also close to achieving that ultimate that he does have. Curtain call, mabaatan dire ang duha, pero it will be Ken Macuti that will be executed kill on the top side. However, Kier will fall down as well, but it will be 2 kills alongside with the turtle, and Nats will be low on health, and the flicker in by Tongski will be a little bit too aggressive for that occasion. But it will be ang ato ang mga Magallanica winning on that occasion, and of course puruhan na po nila diri si Kier kay medyo wala man siya naka-transform on that occasion. However, murag musukol din sila, but in the Infernal Pursuit gikan din Lord G, medyo sakit na, and tuwa na magbundak-bundak pa as Senku will be giving chase dire sa ato mga members sa ato Mad Vapors Esports, as Polex or Jay rather will be able to take down that Gatot Kacha. Right now, medyo lisod ang kahimtang diri sa ato mga taga medyo lisod ang kahimtang sa ato ang mga taga Magallanica, especially they lost those important those important heroes on that occasion. And para na ako, if they are gonna be just settling for that kind of a playstyle, medyo delikado ang kinabuhi dito ni Kaiser, and of course Kirito will try to run away, but it will be the curtain call nga mag-commit nila. Still, medyo alanganin nagyapon ang ilahang timings just because of the way that everyone was not really synced in into that occasion. Pero si Ken Macuti, medyo delikado ang iyang situation as he will be fallen down as well. So 6-3 in favor sa ato mga taga Mad Vapors Esports, and right now they are having like a 1.2k goal lead with Jay waiting in this turtle bush right now just to try to make sure nga makakuha sila og timings. As it seems that they have been on a difficult scenario as it might be Tongski falling down. Wala na siya nakakuha og IMU. And still, Lord G will try to continue with the pursuit. However, naanagyapon na rin ang Kirito will try to re-enter. But Kier Genkage will be able to secure that kill. And murag, naana po ng ikaduha nilang turtle dire. Maybe this second turtle will be heading towards sa ato ang mga taga sa ato ang mga taga Mad Vapors Esports. And finally, they were able to secure that retribution. But here on the top side, nag-open ang portal si si Jay, and it will be Kaiser immediately taken down, surrounded, and never given any kind of a chance to retaliate at all. So Tongski, medyo Delix pa din ang ilahang situation. As we are gonna be checking their item progression, kita nato nga si Kier has went with the hammer first before niya gilock in ang War Axe. I think that is a good decision for this type of playstyle ngayon ginapakita. However, Polex magasulod-sulod na. Medyo delikado si Lord G dire. But it will be Kirito on the only shotgun kill. However, Nats will be able to try to run away. But tuwa na pod. It will be a 2-4 nothing para dire sa atong mga Mad Vapors Esports. They have the ultimate and Tongski will be using it para makabuga man lang og energy wave. However, that will not be enough, and murag delikado pa dyan dire si Senku as he will be caught off guard, and it will be another kill para dire sa atong mga Mad Vapors Esports as they lead 12-3 in this opening match for Group A. So balik na rin sa atong bottom side, no? Medyo they played their cards really well ang atong mga Mad Vapors Esports, and medyo delikado dere si Lord G na pod, and this time he will be not in a safe spot. As upat ba naman kabuok ang moabot dere gikan sa atong mga Mad Vapors Esports, pero on the opposite side medyo delikado po dere si Kier. May ganing nakateleport dere si Jay, and it might be a difficult scenario as to pod. Ang Sacred Beast form has also been activated, and finally Tongski will be able to take down Kier. However, murag mawala po ang ilang Gatot Kacha on that occasion, and Kirito is still having a hard time breaking this kind of formation gikan sa atong mga Mad Vapors Esports, as we're now gonna be able to check again kung sa ilang mga itemizations. Hunter Strike unlock na dire para dire sa ato ang Hayabusa. However, Nats sige nagpamusil-pusil, and this double marksman setup para sa atong mga Mad Vapors Esports has been doing wonders for them. However, Nats will be taken down by Kirito. The only shadow kill will only hit Jay, and murag atras na lang ang ilang call, ana, especially right now that Polex will be able to get their kill on the last turtle of this game 1. So might as well be a difficult progression series or progression for both of these teams, pero delikado ang ginabuhat na rin ni Jay, ha, especially if he does not have the proper backup na makasuportan niya. And ito na nilayata dito sa Leon si Kier. However, he will also be taken down kasabay sa pag-takedown niya kay Kaiser, and Tongski meanwhile will be able to get that 2 kills and make it a third one para dere sa atong mga taga Magallanica as they also secure another kill towards Polex. So Nats might be doing really well with this Kimi, but dili po nato na pwedeng dili nato na ma-count out kung unsa ilahang mga status, cause it's gonna be dependent upon how they are gonna be forcing these kind of situations nga ilahang makomit, especially in some of these instances nga medyo alanganin ang ilang pagpasok. And to na si Lord G gibira-bira na dayon. Still ang labaw para dali sa atong mga Mad Vapors Esports as they have made sure nga balag ma-take down dali si Kier, as long as they'll be able to give space to Kenma and get the farm that he needs in order for him to be able to somewhat snowball into this really good na Granger game para sa for match number 1. I think most of the time, they will be able to get one out of the many opportunities na pwedeng ma-open. But still, waiting for Madara to spawn here, there is atong Lord Pit, is gonna be crucial. Especially right now kay kaning chip manggod ni Jay will just go here, there, in, let's just say, he will be able to reach or traverse north, south, east, west part of the map because of those 4 portals nga pwede niya sudlon anytime, anywhere. But you could actually see right now, Kenma Cutie will be able to secure that, or Mad Vapors Esports rather, will be able to secure that Lord Madara kill. And ang ato ang duty, or ang duty rather, sa ato mga taga-Magallanica is to make sure nga ma-stop nila ang bleeding later on kay medyo delikado if they will allow the members of Mad Vapors Esports to gain such high grounds, or kumaga mas dako pa nga lugar na ilang ka-farman. Still, to na si Jay. Pwede na nilang sugdan ang mga engagements nila, but it might be a difficult scenario, especially for them. Kay they could be cancelled out by Senko later on. Paturuan na! Si Kirito on the backside. May galing na lang na timing of flicker out. Tikto ni Nats as he was able to survive that attempt. Gikan kay Kirito, still naanadere ang atoang concealed play, and it will be Senko that will be caught off guard. However, he will be forced to use that AOG, and wala na Lord Madara para sa side sa ato mga taga Mad Vapors Esports. As right now, Kier will go with his initial attempt, but atras lang ang ilang call of the game, and it might be a really bad or weird scenario for most of these players. At na, nabugahan na o Grass and Shuriken, and it will be Tongski that will follow suit as well. And tulo na lang ang naibilit diri sa ato mga taga-Magallanica Esports. However, Kaiser still has the empowered crossbow active on his end, but Kirito wala nakagwanta as Polex and his true damage will be hitting them like a wet paper, and Kaiser will also fall down, and it will be a complete wipeout para dire sa atoang mga taga Mad Vapors Esports. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to witness how good these teams are. Makita dyan nato nga ila yung pinaningkamutan ng ilang panagdula karon. Kay, we're now gonna be able to see the post-game highlights that did happen or that did transpire. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, your MVP for that match is none other than Kenma with a 12-1-3 KDA. Wala dyan kay kapalag si Kaiser on Desiritel. And marag, makita po nato nga, based on the statistics that we do have right now, dakuha og damage nga na-deal dire si Kenma Cutie on this Granger. So, that concludes our match number 1 for this afternoon's opening match. And we still have 4 case of their picks. And right now, marag ang atong mga taga Magallanica and DH will be ready to contest, or will be ready to showcase what they are truly capable of doing dire sa atuang match number 2. Magallanica, so far 1-1 ang ilang standing, whereas on the opposite side, ang atong diehard Nirvana, they have a 2-0 standing dire sa atuang round number 2. So for those of you who are wondering, 2-0 ang Nirvana, whereas 1 game na nila na play, each team will automatically have a 1 game na W sa ilahang record because of the bye. But right now, so good na. Nirvana versus Magallanica. The story that has been told, that has been always present and never gonna be absent. The battle between Occidental and Oriental starts now, as it will be ang atong mga taga Magallanica that will be representing the Oriental side, whereas DH Nirvana will be on the Occidental one. So, abang-abang raw niya mo guys, ha? We have a really huge announcement that will be coming really, really soon. So, I think this is a passion project by esports managers from the Visayas region, but we are gonna be making an announcement really, really soon. Kumbaga, since dili man tanan matagaan ang oportunidad nga maka-appeal og MDL, might as well we'll have a similar format to that. But still, we are now gonna be able to see nga ang atong mga taga diehard Nirvana dere medyo composed na kayo sila sa ilahang composition, because if makakuha na dere og level 4 si 30, it will be really, really easy for them to be able to deny any kind of objective na pwedeng ma-available para kay Kirito, as what they did on that occasion, gikuhaan din nila o jungle resource dito si Kirito, and he is forced to rotate dari sa ato on top side. Meanwhile, Kaiser versus Paloy, wala pa ikuan, wala pa masyadong sukdanay, pero to na Kirito on that Pinnacle Ninja will try to take down one, but he gets eliminated immediately because he dove under the tower. Pero medyo delikado po ng situation din ni Lord G on the bottom side of the map. Luckily, he has a ton of resources nga pwede niyang gamiton. So, what could be the next plans? Kay ang atong mga taga diehard Nirvana, they are starting things off with the first turtle right now, and immediately wala na sila turtle available for this side of the field, and this could immediately translate into a lot of things that could unfold. So Senku, Tongski, and Kirito, maybe this is their moment to shine bright in the darkest times. Kay medyo alkansin din sila ato ang batch number 1. O din sila kapurma ang ato mga taga Magallanica Esports. And that alone was maybe a deal breaker for them, kay if you'll not be able to start things off in the correct foot, ay wala gyud, dili jud mo katarong og di mo katarong o paangay sa inyong mga heroes later on. Still, 30, medyo delikado si Kaiser dere. Oy, napadaan pa dito si Kaiser, so he has to be careful because Hori is still on the backside. Igo na gani sa kastanana, and that will already mean a lot as the Bloom has already been committed, and Hori will fall down for the first blood. So great usage of the Pinnacle Ninja gikan dere kay kay Kirito, and they capitalize on the overextension of Hori, pero tuwa na pod, the punish is also there, as it will be 30 that will be able to take down Kaiser. Right now, Lord G, medyo delikado ang ilang scenario, as Paloy, medyo ang ato ang Minotaur, or kumbaga ang ato ang Minotaur ba di tawag ani, kanang inaning mythical creature. But ang atong Hylos medyo medyo alanganin niyang position on that occasion, but still Magallanica and Lord G, maybe they will try to find a way to maybe figure things out for them, kasi Kirito murag makuha na niya mga makaapas na siya sugod diri kay 30 in terms of the experience. Actually mas labaw pa gani siya compared to 30, but 30 and the rest of diehard Nirvana are on prime position for them to be able to take down at least this second turtle. However, murag dili masugod ang atong mga Magallanica, as it will be the Pinnacle Ninja, and Kirito will be able to secure the retribution. And on the backside, medyo na-trap dito si Paloy, and medyo delikado po ng kalagayan din ni Kirito, kasi transform na siya sa iyang kagalingang laos, so wala siya ka-realize nga mao na kini ang katapusan nilang panag. Suroy-suroy diya sa atong turtle pit, as DH Nirvana gets the 3-0 advantage over their opposition. Paloy, laban na rin kay Kaiser, as we are gonna be checking their itemizations right now. Hunter Strike unlock para kay Kaiser. Meanwhile, it will be the Reaper Sight para na rin sa carry ni Paloy. And of course, if you're gonna be also comparing ang first main item sa atong mga junglers, medyo nadyo tayo makuha nga comparison, kasi dire si 30 nag-una siya og Hunter Strike. Meanwhile, On the opposite side, medyo delikado dire ang sitwasyon pod ni Paloy as he gets taken down on the bottom side. I did realize nga duha day kabok ni Kapaloy. Si Paloy 1 o si Paloy 3. Pero to na po si Kirito on the chase. And right now, Hori will give up his own life para lang masalbar siguro dari si Kaiser, pero delikado yun ang pagsulot dito ni 30, and it will be a 3 for nothing. The reversal of fortunes para dari sa atong mga Magallanica as they were able to take down at least 3 on that top side, and murag sugdan po dari sa atong mga Magallanica to clear things up and make or pave a better way for their heroes as Pinnacle Ninja again committed by Kirito. Ihadyo na rin magsamok-samok ra, and I think this could be another takedown as Paloy 3 will not be able to fight back with its high loss. Snowballing ang ato mga taga-Magallanica esports as they are still and they're also slowly gaining the advantage nga ilahang kinahanglan. So makita nato din na si Kirito and the rest of Magallanica will be able to secure their first or initial positions in here. But still, Kirito o ato mga Magallanica makakuha gyapon ni sila og timing as it will be the retribution, and Tomsky murag siya ang sunod nga ma-takedown ani as he will also commit the bloom para man lang makasustain siya, and Paloy will also fall down, make it a 2 for nothing para dire sa atong mga taga Magallanica as Die Hard Nirvana have been struggling to deal with this scenario presented to them. Oy, nag-apply na ba yung portal? I did not even realize that it is happening. But it will be Hori that will fall down on that occasion. And Magallanica has a 2k advantage over their opposition. We are also going to be checking their ultimate stations again. This is the second match and of course the second teamy game. So 9-4 in favor na rin sa atong mga taga Magallanica, but still they have to be careful kay the turnaround capability na pwedeng i-present rin sa atong mga taga Die Hard Nirvana is unlimited. And speaking of, medyo unlimited na po kayo ang Pinnacle Ninja time dire sa ato ang Hanzo. Okay, good. Murag good decision gikan dire kay Tomsky to just get the bloom instead of any kind of ultimate na pwede na gamiton, but it will be second na will fall down on that occasion. Pero nangabot ang mga membro dali sa ato mga taga Magallanica, delikado po na kinabuhi dito ni Lord G as he gets taken down by the Speedy Light Wheel. However, Tomsky will on the final blow. Wala na siya kalingkawas, and it will be a double kill para dali kay Paloy as it was a 4-1 trade or 4-2 trade rather in favor sa atong mga taga Die Hard Nirvana. Medyo musulod balik na rin si Kirito, but he will be chased around by Super Han, and the ultimate will be committed as well. Die Hard Nirvana. Lisod John Patton basta inyong pangalan kay Die Hard. Only be a couple of seconds before mag-spawn ang atong Lord, ladies and gentlemen. Pero sugnan na diri sa atong mga taga Die Hard Nirvana ang atong attempt with this Lord. Right now, we are now gonna be able to witness unsa ang capability diri sa atong mga Magallanica. They gave up easily on that attempt that they did make. However, dapat sila chance na especially if makikita nila ang priority targets na dapat yun nilang madakpan. Especially now nga si Senku is on a flank angle on this chip, and it might be a game wherein it would come down to the initiation nga buhaton dito ni Senku. Meanwhile, there is sa atong middle lane, medyo alcance na dyan si Tomsky kay auto attack based magod ang ato ang Kimi, and magical damage pa dyan na. So every instance nga maigo ka sa iyahang murag sa iyahang ginapitik-pitik sa imo katol na dyan kaya na. However, Pinnacle Ninja already committed gikan diri kay Kirito. Murag ilang plan ani is to try to move away from the ganks gikan diri sa ato mga taga Die Hard. However, wala na jud kalingkawas si Tomsky dito, and he will be falling down. So how will they be able to defend this one? Ito ang atong Glorious Pathway committed by Paloy. However, naaragya pa ng atong Lord, moigo na Energy Eruption para sa atong Torre diri sa atong middle lane will also be out. As Kirito will try to find members of Die Hard Nirvana, but he will not be able to find anyone on that occasion, as Paloy and the rest of Die Hard will push and turn the tide towards their favor. As Kirito, so na po nagpangita ang lying target, pero he gets shut down immediately, and yung Pinnacle Ninja will be cut to a short. Guys, si Superhan almost close to that, so almost close si Superhan sa iyang Magic Crystal. But, Kirito will try to make a difference. However, he gets taken down immediately because of the damage of Paloy and Superhan. The dynamic double marksman duo. Senku, para makita niya dari si 30, gawa pa na siyang portal. And iladyo pa natin dari si 30, as 30, wala na siya kapalag. Not even a single instance nga matagaan ng opportunity si 30 dito nga makalingkawas. But if you're gonna be checking their items yet again, kita nato dere nga padulong na og DHS or Demon Hunter sword dere si Kirito. Meanwhile, naka Sky Piercer and of course BOD napod ang ato ang Granger. On the opposite side, naka Trinity build na ang ato ang Kimi. So medyo delikado na and Togsky step on the wrong foot. Yang gipiangan niyang kaugalingon on that occasion, and they will be giving chase to the members of Magallanica. Medyo delikado, Paloy was not able to reach towards the chip. Nagpangublan jud siguro dito si Senku nga, uy, crap. That was super close. If nadakpan siya, it will be automatically a cancelled recall. Pero makita natin the Superhan and the rest of Die Hard Nirvana will try to start things off with this second Lord attempt. I think marang successful lang ilang pagkuha ni Dere. Not unless masulot dito si Kirito and he gets shut down. Ang iyang kagalingong body wala nakakuha, and it will be 30 with that Premier Retribution. Nindot kayo ang positioning dito ni 30 nga. Oy, kuha nato ng Retribution. Guys, let's go. Perfect time to do that. Pero Senku, maybe he will make a decision na rin nga ilang barata na rin si Superhan. Still, Superhan, gamit siya siyang palupad just to try to bypass a terrain. Muna yung nakanindot sa Kimi kay sa una, wala din siya yung mobility, guys. Wala din mobility ang Kimi. However, nana siya yung pang-dodge nun of any crucial attempts against sa iyang kinabuhi, pero perti mapag-usakita na rin ni Superhan, and any wrong commitment na pwede nilang buhaton na rin could cause a ton to them, especially right now nga nawala dahil ng Pinnacle Ninja, and murag disulod dito sa backside as Senku gets caught by the damage gikan diri kay Paloy, and murag diri na magasukot ang katapusan para diri sa atong mga taga Die Hard Nirvana, as no matter how many fist cracks, how many setups you put up against us, we will survive and we will live another day. Duwara na kabok ang nawala para dali sa atong mga taga-Magallanica, as Kirito will try to buy some crucial time, but I think he does not have enough firepower in him to buy enough time, as it will be Die Hard Nirvana getting that victory. Grabe atong mga taga-Die Hard Nirvana. Very, very die hard jud ang atong mga taga-Die Hard Nirvana, as we are now gonna be able to check the post-game standings. And ladies and gentlemen, what a performance gikan dere sa atong mga taga-Die Hard, as the carry of Paloy has been the MVP of that series or of that match alone. And this makes a lot of sense kay they were super methodical in their approach sa ilahang dula karon. Right now, makita nato dere nga Die Hard Nirvana are poised to take the top spot of this group, not unless Mad Vapors Esports will be able to create a scenario nga, mablockingan nato ni sila. So, muna to mga kaigsuunan, playoff contentions, but who will be the top one of Group A? We will determine it as soon as we step into the Land of Dawn. Mga kaigsuunan, for those people who just tuned in, this is the battle of undefeated teams. Walay natatsahan, walay nakuhaan. Both of them are 4-0 standings. But kinsa may makadaog o makakuha og seeding priority sa ato ang playoffs. We'll know it, and for sure makita na nato later on kung unsa sila ka-capable sa ilahang panagdula. So we are gonna be entering the land of dawn right now, and ladies and gentlemen, we do have it. Tuana, sugdan na nato ato panagdula mga kaigsuunan. Die Hard Nirvana will be starting on the red side, and blue ang ato ang mga taga Mad Vapors Esports as Kier will have his hands on the link. Mga assassin type heroes yun ang naadari kay Kier, and it is a thing of beauty basta kay one jud kaning ma-pull off jud mo ng link kay you are able to scale properly, create side lane pushes that will eventually steamroll into pressure. And here we do have it, a matchup sa bottom lane will be between Polex and Paloy. The double P matchup. So, na-early advantage or na-early tempo advantage diri si Polex because of his first skill. Pwede niyang sunog-sunogon na si Paloy just to limit his productivity in the early laning stages. But on the top side, medyo patas-patas sina Kenma o si Paloy. But once ka makakuha og level 2, makakuha og Chrono Dash si Kenma, things may start to tilt towards his favor. But dirita sa ato ang middle lane na medyo delikado ang kinabuhi dito ni Nats. Tapos sa plays already committed by Kier, but he will be able to, or he will not be able to take down at least one. Pero ato kong electrifying beats ni 30, ay. Happy pa yun siya ma-take down sa magic missiles gikan dere sa Jawhead ni Jay. So this is gonna be a killer Jawhead para kay Jay, ha. So if dili nila makuha og sakto ang timing sa ani, medyo ano kayo sila. Alkanse na kayo sila when it comes to team fighting. However, makita nato Polex. Oy, gibanata nung dito si 30, wala jud na ejector out. Almost a completed attempt, but nindot pa kayo ang Sanguine Claws diri gikan kay Super Hand just to put Nats out of position at times. Dagan ito yung instance nga hapit ma-take down si Nats dito sa middle lane because nadakpan siya sa Sanguine Claws, nakuan pa din siya sa first crack. However, nahanat na rin sa ato ang first turtle, and it will be Mad Vapors Esports securing that one. So lala sa manggo ng lala ay basin confident na po si Jay nga mag-burn out yung flicker kay nakaano siya katong pull yourself together, the PYT. Maga, mas paspas ang imong kuan, mas paspas ang imong cooldown for your abilities. Not the hero abilities, but kanang inyong mga external abilities. And just like that, murag na fall down dahil dito si Hori for the first blood. And Super Hand will be a little bit trapped in here. Kaso nga lang, di na siya makalingkawas as Kier will be able to take down too on that occasion. And murag naa pa sila yung follow-up nga execution dere sa atong top side. Wala nila na-realize kasi 30 maybe nagtago ra sa atong usa ka bush. Nag-try sila og pry for information pero tuwa na, nagtempe sa plays na dere si Kier just to disrupt the momentum, pero siya ang matagaan dito sa damage gikan kay 30, and it will be a double kill for this Joy instead. So murag overextended ang ilang team fighting dito, and tuwa na po si Nats Pajoy na tagaan, and it was a quick 2-3 swing in favor dere sa atong Die Hard Nirvana. Meanwhile, si Polex, oban dere si Paloy, naadyo sila sila tinatawag na sort of a rivalry between these two teams, or these two players instead. Pero kita ra po nato nga paano po kaning patas-patas ra. Kumbaga, ang ginasaligan mo ko ni Polex dere kay naa siya Firaga armor. And of course, the last insanity that will give him unlimited access to healing capabilities. Pero to na, si Nats, ginabanatan si Super Hand. The Bat's Piece will help dere, but it will be Super Hand saying nga, ay, skill issue. ay. medyo sobraan sa ka-aggressive ang atong mga taga Mad Vapors Esports. They end up giving 4 kills in a span of 2 minutes. And just like that, labaw na atong diehard Nirvana in this last game for Group A action. And oy, another attempt para dire kay 30. Unstoppable Voice already used. Gikan dire kay Jay, but he will be falling down because of the electrifying beats. However, nana si Kier dire, pwede na siya musunod. Pwede pa siya mag-temper sa plates. Tuwa na, nagsayo-sayo na dire si Kier, and he will be able to take down Hori. However, buhay pa si Superhand, and it will be a double kill para dire kay Kier. Meanwhile, on the top side, medyo delikado ang kalagayan dire ni Kenma as it has been confirmed na naa pa sila. Empowered Cosmo, but Kier will come to the rescue and collects 3 kills in a span of 1 minute. But, wala man sila pang contest dito sa atong turtle, so ihatag na lang nila to. But, ang kapalit mo na kay mawalang kinabuhi ni Paloy, and instead, 30 will also get the life of Polex here on the middle lane. Medyo delikado si Hori, especially if hindi siya dash away to safety. Kaso nga lang, si Kier pod, nagkahinag po sila ni 30 na Corinthian o ginagmay ang atong akyat bahay gang na si 30. Now we are gonna be checking their itemizations as makita dyan nato ang difference sa Kimi ni Nats on game number 1 and of course, or match number 1 and of course kaya ang Kimi karon kita dyan nato nga nagkuha na dyan siya, nagpangunta siya o glowing one as murag ang ilang attempt to dive down dito kay Paloy successful. However, ang kapalit po na ito ang kinabuhi ni Jay. Last Insanity already committed by Ken McCutie. However, nagalakas-lagas ng gapon din si 30 and delikado ang gapon ang kinabuhi ni rin ni Nats, but this time Nats will survive, and that's what you call Nats Entertainment, dancing around the opposition and kiting him towards oblivion. My, oh my. Nana po ni si Mikael Kim Bueno. Ayaw, ana, sir. Nana sila reason to back out, maybe scheduling conflict. Ana ba? Dito na ito naman kayan, guys. Ang ana dyan ng mga tournament na usahay mo, dula ka susak. Di nakakadula sa pikas, pero tuwa na po, murag ginadula-dulaan na dyan nila ang kahimtang, pero gilapay! And he gets cancelled out, and Paloy will be the first one to fall. Hori will follow next, and si Kier, nagalagas-lagas na kay Superhand. He will be forced to use the Bat's piece. However, it will be not working towards his favor as si Kier mubalik na gyapon, and it will be a 3-0 trade para sa atong mga taga Mad Vapors Esports. Kita na ito nga, their recent itemizations tells it all. Very aggressive jud ang mahimong approach dire sa sa lane ni sa lane ni Kier. Pero maybe there will be another attempt as it will be Kier that will be able to secure that second turtle on para sa atong mga taga Mad Vapors Esports. And this time, quick transition na ta paingon dito sa ato ang Lord later on. As pakita nato nga, although ang atong mga taga-diehard Nirvana are as compact as possible, di yun nila malikayan ang mga pick-off nga pwedeng buhaton ni JN. Ang follow-up pod nga pwedeng ihatag sa ilaha. Because in the later stages of the game, lisod na kayong patchon si Polex. That's the reality if you're gonna be facing against the if you're gonna be facing up against the X-board. Di yun na nimo malikayan nga take down yung kaana, pero tuwa na po si Kier, nagasulod-sulod na, and this time, naman siya tapos sa plate pang exit, so nga itong mga situation just to isolate the other members, and they were able to knock out dito si 30. Pero medyo delikado na rin ang kinabuhi ni Ken McCutie. May nalanggani, nakadash out pa siya, and the Last Insanity will also be committed. This time, however, Paloy will not be able to give chase. However, naanap pa na rin si Paloy nga the Iritel with the empowered crossbow, and Polex will finally fall.
Red team turret has been destroyed. Red team turret has been destroyed.
Here, and the rest of his teammates steamrolling the opposition so far. 6-1 ang KDA ni Kier, and they have less than 30 seconds before mag-spawn ang ating first Lord of this last batch of Group A. Still, medyo layo-layo pa, pero layo na ang nalakwan or nasinati Layo-layo na ang ilahang mga na experience ng mga kabutangan, pero marag delikado ang pagsulod-sulod diri ni 30. Kasabay ra dayon nga nagbutang og Zaman Force si Ken Makuti, pero atras ang call of the game, and it will be here Polex, Kenma, Nats, and Jay securing this first Lord of the last match. Ito na, the TPs are starting to come out, and mo na dyan ginaingon nato nga once ka manggawas na ng TP, di na dyan na ninyo mapugnan, di na ninyo mapangitaan o pamaagi. As Jay, meanwhile, will try to find an angle nga naa siya ma-ejector out. Murag, ang role din ni Jay kay ejector out, set up the alley of play para siya mga kauban, pero para po si Kier, magkasulod-sulod dito sa backside, pero he gets caught instead! What a timing! And si 30 pod, medyo aggressive pa kaya ito mga junglers, nagsulod-sulod sa ilang kawaliwang kamatayon as both teams will be trading out junglers 1-for-1. However, si Paloy 3 dere meron giitsa na, and he will not be able to survive that one. And naapa dyan dere si Paloy first, but he will fall to the hands of Nats with the Skimmy shooting laser beams. Jay, on the conceal play, gilabay na dito si Hori, mapapapi ang immortality, naapa ba siya dash na available? Marag wala na siguro, and this could be it! Ladies and gentlemen, we are so close to announcing that Mad Favors Esports has secured the top spot. However, 30 has to clear this minion, and tuwada, the alley-oop play, gamurarang si Chris Paul to Blake Griffin, the LA Clippers. Love City Mechanics is back, ladies and gentlemen. Pero, di pa human ang atong panagdula. Napahilaing chance dire ang atong mga taga Die Hard Nirvana. Naadyo na silang pangalan. They die hard. It's hard to kill these people sa ato ang panagdula karon. We're now gonna be able to witness unsa ilang movement around the map. I think Kier will be the first one to start things off in this occasion, but the call para sa ilahang team will be to make the reset, or kumbaga pry for information, bait out all the utilities gikan diri sa Picas before sila makasulod-sulod. Pero they have to worry kay once they drag this one out of proportion, si Superhan makagain og access sa iyahang sa iyahang empowered ability because of the stacks that he will be gaining over time. Ito na, the TPs are coming through, pero dapat sila mag-careful na kay ang Sanguine Claws, once maigo, tapos maliran pa good of bad impact, ay the impact is like getting a punch in the groin area. Mara may description, ana, manunga imong kinabuhi.
Red team base turret has been destroyed.
So, good job. Gikan dali sa atong mga taga Mad Vapors Esports to clear things out. Pero medyo aggressive na kahit dito sa 30. And it was all just the bait. The Tempest of Blades will be coming through. And Hori will fall down first. Kaso nga lang, wala na dito ang ilang jungler o ilang rogue kay. Wala na po dire kaporma si Paloy, but naapa si Superhan si Ken Makuti. They are gonna be the ones to be facing off against the other. And Jay will be forcing his way.
Has been slain.
But he gets punished. And on that occasion, almost another takedown was imminent. Gikan dire sa atong mga taga sa atong mga taga Die Hard Nirvana. Mula gina to ginasulti. They live by their name and they don't die easily. Polex, meanwhile, starting things off with a lot of factors that they are gonna be coming through. Pero ito na po si Kier, and this time, Tempest of Blades will be activated. Hindi niya matusok dito si Paloy. Medyo layo na yung distance. However, it will be Polex that will get that kill, and murag mawala po dito ang kinabuhi ni Kier, as it will be a double kill para kay Superhan. And Superhan, the only alive member para diri sa aton Die Hard Nirvana. Almost close to 300 stacks, but how could he face off against Kenma? Kenma, yung ginasugod ng player, bat impact o itong bat piece, ginalugos-lugos na, but hapit pa God, and what na jud nakuha para diri sa atong mga taga Die Hard Nirvana.
Victory!
Grabe ang performance sa atong mga teams karon, and they did really well in their lineups. Kudos to Die Hard for dragging it out. kay hapit matiwas sa atong mga taga Mad Esports ang atong dula. But still, the presence and the chemistry of the Mad Esports team ang ni-prevail aning matchup. You could see it closely sa atong screen, ladies and gentlemen. 17-27 ang atong scoreline. Baling Pusgana sa ato ang mga kauban dire sa atong mga teams nga nagdula. But winners of Group A are still gonna be Mad Vapors Esports. So grabe kayo jud ilahang pagpaningkamot nga ma-flawless victory. Murag alagang bikibelo maning atong mga taga Mad Vapors Esports. So they will be top 1 of Group A and they will be facing off the top 2 of Group B. So kita na nato na later on sa atong final standings, guys, no? Tawa ha? 5-0 first ang atong Mad Vapors Esports and Die Hard Nirvana will be on rank number 2 dire sa ato ang playoff standings. Sa tanan nga nagalantaw, taghan kay salamat for supporting Group A action of day number 1 sa ato ang padula dere sa Super Tournament presented to you by 5 Bros Mini Stop. Mini Shop, Mini Stop, I don't know, basta 5 BMS ta siya. But either way, we will be taking maybe a 2 hours and 30 minutes break, and when we return, i-end sa nato ning stream. Bitaw guys, mobalik rami karong alas 7 for Group B action sa ato ang Super Tournament presented to you by 5BMS. So this is your caster H2 Emperor. Mobalik ra ta pagkahuman sa ato ang mga naunang salida.